So I got to close.
Learn more.
Why?
Okay, you can close. I thought with Ayanda can be added as a moderator.
I think we're already, I've seen people do lives, and when they're getting ready to do a live, they're kind of fidgety and whatever. So in case we're already on the screen, guys, hi guys, my name is CeeChronicles, and I am with
Jemima RNL, guys, and I go by that name on all my social media platforms.
Yeah, I did post in the community post, and I posted on TikTok as well as Instagram that we were going to do a pop-up live, and I think we will do these upon, on request, in case there are some people from the hi Denise, how are you? Oh my god, thank you so much, you're so supportive, and I can't believe your comment that I'm seeing as the very first one. Thank you so much, Dee. I appreciate. Thank you for buying the perfume. I think you were one of the first 10 people to actually buy the perfume, and that really warmed my heart. I remember talking to you on Instagram, and you said, I am definitely buying this as soon as the website goes live. I'm buying this. So thank you so much, Dee. Welcome. Please remember to hit the like and also share the live so that other people will know that we're here on live. In the Introverted Natural, hi, thank you so much for joining the live. I appreciate you guys joining the live so soon. Apologies, we had a little bit of a delay because we're trying to sort things out. I actually didn't realize that time had moved that fast, and Maima just came from South Africa. She's the reason why I couldn't keep time. I should have had the live. We should have had the live an hour before, but Maima, was moving through the airport and stuff. So, hi, 24. Hi. Says hi. See, the perfume looks delicious. Yes, it is. I have the bottle here, and I have the card with me. Maima's holding the sleeve of the perfumes. Guys, it's so hot. This end is so hot. I would have put the fan on, but it was gonna make noise. Ruth San, thank you so much. She says watching from, I think you have to also help me. Watching from Suriname, South America. Hi Ruth, how are you? How are you, Ruth? Thank you so much for joining the live. Remember to hit the like button, guys, so that the live gets recommended to a lot of other people, as well as the share button. Marita, oh hi Marita, have you gotten a bottle yet? I remember you saying you were looking for a bottle. Hi, thank you so much for joining the live. Remember to hit the like, ladies and gents, hit the live. Ruth San, welcome. 24 says, I can't wait for a full bottle from I Smell Good. Yes. The fragrance will be available at I Smell Good. I will keep you posted as to when, and Ajwa is going to tell you as well. Yes. Forest Confetti, I wish I had glasses so much.
Hello ladies, I'm living abroad in the UK and really miss the spark and warmth of South African people. See, I really enjoy your videos. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Forest Confetti. Thank you so much. Hi, the Orient. Thank you for joining the live. Marita says, I'll be ordering a bottle very soon. Thank you so much. We on the website have included a part payment where you can pay in
drips and drabs.
3 parts. I think it's 3 or 4 parts. So if you go on the actual website, you can secure yourself a bottle. The fragrance is 120 ml. It's an Extrait de Parfum, and I am very pleased with it, honestly. Ruth San, excited for you. Ruth is the name. Haha. Oh, hi, Ruth. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought it was just one. Okay. Yes. I was saying you can grab yourself a bottle, guys. I'd be very grateful if you support this. I still am to drop a documentary detailing the journey where we have clips, while we were at the factory, that sort of thing. I'm still to drop that documentary, but I was trying to space things out so that I don't drop like a lot of information overload. And for those who had a little bit of a confusion when it came to the website where we were talking about the pre-launch password, we have taken that off. The idea of the pre-launch password was to be able to access the site before the launch, right? But it had a lot of people confused. And the perk with going on the site before the launch was you could get the fragrance discounted. So that was the whole thing. But it got a lot of people confused, some using the word pre-launch to get to the site, and then not noticing that the fragrance is already discounted, and then entering again pre-launch to see if they could get a further discount. So what we did, so all you need to do now, if you want to purchase Proud Mary, between the window period where it's discounted, you can just go on www.macedonperfumes.com and grab yourself a bottle. Guys, this was over a year in the actual making. But it was a dream of mine that I had coming, for a long time. So this juice is something that I was not easy, also was something that I was prepared for. Shesta, hi. Thank you so much for the congratulatory messages. Thank you so much for joining the live. Pour me another one. Says, hi, C and Maima. It's probably spelled wrong. Sorry if so. I'm so happy for your launch. You both done so well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the well wishes. Jason Christie, thank you so much for the congratulatory wishes. Pour me another one, says, well, yeah. Yes. Thank you so much to everybody who's been, on this channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's been part of the journey. This I did for us, guys, because if you've been following the journey, you know how it has been, and I did mention on my previous video that I was at the verge of quitting, YouTube altogether, not quitting my love for fragrances. I will always love fragrances. I grew up around fragrances, so I will always love fragrances. Lady Sonny, thank you so much for joining. She says, hello, my gorgeous queen. Hi, my princess Maima. Well done, guys. I love the fragrance. It's wonderful and long-lasting. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Lady Sonny. Thank you. The introverted natural says, happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
She's just sitting there, not reading the messages. Pour me another one, says,
actually, I'm sharing this live to the stories, guys.
So thank you, Maima, thank you. Pour me another one, says, we would miss you if you left. Yes, I'm gonna continue with that story in a bit. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for saying that. That warms my heart. It's also the reason why I stayed, the fact that I still had an army behind me, regardless. Jason Christie, thank you for joining the live, says, love the scent. See, it's complex and vibrant. It is a whole journey. Thank you so much. I appreciate Christy. Thank you so much. I cannot wait for this bottle to reach the hands of a lot more people. The fragrance in itself is going to be on Fragrantica, and I can't wait to have it on Fragrantica, to have Fragrantica publish it, because we have done something about that, and we're waiting for, I'm not sure, well, I didn't check before coming to the live. Maybe it's already there on Fragrantica. I really want to hear, honest opinions across the world over this fragrance. It's something that I put my heart and soul into. As I was saying, it was not something that was just born from nowhere. I loved fragrances so much. I knew the scent profile I would want, out there. So when I got the sponsorship via Tamika, I knew exactly what I wanted. And it is the refinement of this juice that broke the bank, to be honest. The refinement of the juice, the presentation and all. And it is also the reason why we did only 2,500 bottles, because we wanted something that's perfect, pristine. Oh yeah, says, I was waiting for Lady Sonny's comment on the longevity. Your sister is my longevity tree. Yes, she loves Beast Mode fragrances. Yeah, she loves. Marita C, would you say this is a year-round fragrance or... Oh no, this is, I made sure as well to take care of things like that. This is a year-round fragrance. It's not something that I would say wear in cold weather or whatever. This you can wear cold, winter, spring, fall, anytime. It's perfectly unisex. The Proud Mary aspect of this fragrance is in honor of my mother. It's not indicative of, oh, it's gonna be feminine, like strictly feminine. So that's the whole thing. Layota Russell, thank you so much for joining the live. Layota says, great accomplishment from the Bahamas. Thank you for joining the live. Please remember to hit the like and the share button so that the live goes out and is shared to a lot more people. All Hussein says, hi, what's the name of the perfume, and congratulations. The perfume is called Proud Mary. It's an Extrait de Parfum. It comes in 120 ml. Cherry Smith says, praying for you always and wishing you continued success. Thank you so much for the prayers and the well wishes. I appreciate. Jason Christie says, I think it brings a little spring in at the start and then ends up on a full note. It is a perfect, yes, I'm glad you say so. That means you already have a bottle. I'm glad you say so. And like I said, I cannot wait for this fragrance to be on Fragrantica, so that you get independent views from a lot of other people, because in as much as we gave it as PR, even as we gave it as PR, we did not tell anybody we told everybody, just say what you want to say. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't, because I want the honest opinions out there. But personally, I absolutely love this fragrance. My family loves it. My partner loves it. Her husband loves it. Arahi was with her husband at a dining spot when she got a bottle coming from work, and she couldn't wait. She actually sent me a message. I think it was about 3 a.m. our time. Sent me voice messages, like 3 voice messages saying, see, I love this fragrance. My husband is right next to me and he's like, give me that thing, let me spray it as well. So that was Arahi's first impressions. And when it comes to Arahi, in as much as I've known her on this platform, we weren't friends or close, as in we weren't like that. Like, it's not like she would say something like that to make me happy. And I liked giving the fragrance, to people like her, because I wanted independent opinions. And hand on heart, the minute Arahi got this perfume, she sent me voice messages. I'm going to ask her if she's okay with me, maybe including them in one of the videos. She sent me voice messages saying, see, this fragrance is amazing. And the reason why I haven't, given the fragrance a review is I want the reviews to come from the people who are going to get this fragrance. I want the reviews to come mostly from Fragrantica. But I can tell you, this is a fruity, floral, it's sweet, it's vanillin. We made sure that nothing is screechy in this fragrance. Trust me. And when I say fruity, I am talking about the elements of pineapple and apple, but it's not the sort of pineapple that's gonna pull like, oh, this is a pineapple fragrance. It's not a vivid pineapple. It's not a pineapple like you've opened a can, of tinned pineapple. It's not a pineapple like a fruit juice. So this, in as much as it opens up fruity, is not a fragrance I would say is going to stick to the fruitiness. You get a burst of everything. And then, that also, the reason why the pineapple is there, crisp with the apple crisp, but also not domineering everything, is we included some dried fruits there, to kind of tie things up and make sure that this has got that fruity element, but without pulling strictly fruity. And then the mid of this, we use jasmine. Now, I personally have a thing, like a love-hate relationship when it comes to very floral fragrances, like tuberose heavy fragrances, jasmine heavy fragrances, because jasmine can be heady. Tuberose sometimes can be a push and pull between, all sorts of things happening there, and it can just be too much of a push. We made sure with this juice that the jasmine is just there, to transition from that fruity top into, a waft of the floralness, but tying things together. Also not enough to then say, oh, now it's just floral. So this is going to be an exciting one for the nose. I mean, and I honestly cannot wait for you guys to grab a bottle. And in my honor, or on my honor, I will say I will wait for the reviews more than me speaking for it, because I do not want people to feel, sort of like pushed, like, I just want you guys to experience it and tell me your thoughts. But I made sure that this fragrance to my nose is, honestly. Marita says, would I need to macerate the fragrance once I receive it, or is it's ready. Okay, this fragrance is already macerated.
Yes.
However, postage has a tendency to disintegrate, oils, notes, and whatever. So the maceration will not be like some of the fragrances that are just coming out of the factory. They're pushed super quick through mail, or rather through shipping, and you have them 2-3 weeks later. So this was finished in late June, early July, and it's been sitting since, because as I explained to you guys, there was a lot that we were not expecting to encounter. The shipping costs for this fragrance from the UAE to the US was one bill that we knew that we had to pay a lot of money for shipping, but it went straight up there. And it was those things that, to the advantage of this fragrance, made it actually sit longer, in the UAE, and then sit longer during shipment, because initially we wanted to ship it via air, and then we ended up using the sea, and that took a long time as well. From when the sea, docked, there was also another time frame, which is about 2-3 weeks before the fragrance itself could be moved, to the warehouse. So on its own, it's a fragrance that I would say is probably months old. But for postage, Denise says, I'm so glad the olfactory journey has movement and complexity. You're describing my kind of fragrance, love. Thank you so much, Dee. SID says, congratulations. Thank you so much for the well wishes. And then Christy says, yes, it's an understated fruit blend, and a jasmine aids the transition. Thank you. That's a perfect description. Very nice. And it dries off to the wood and tonka and maybe vanilla, like two distinct wonderful scents. It evolves. That is exactly what we were going for when we created this fragrance. And when I say we, she's also here for that reason, right? She was very, you will see the little clip that I'm going to put together. She was very also hands-on when it came to this fragrance. And I remember, we kept on returning formulations. Kolila says hello. Hello, Kolila. Welcome to the live. Please remember to hit the like,
guys,
and share button.
This particular formulation I approved of. She didn't quite feel it at first until she actually had time to enjoy it and sit down and listen to it. But I kept on telling her that this is the one.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Let me just welcome Tozy. Tozy says, see, I am so happy for you. Do you ship to London? We're working flat out to try and get the fragrance to more locations, guys. So far, it's the United States. I have a couple of pieces destined for Ghana. I have a couple of pieces that are in South Africa. And that was because we wanted people in South Africa to be able to get the fragrance, because I do have a good relationship with Dubai Perfume Cafe. So South Africa, Ghana, and the US. But yes, we're looking at the UK flat out. If we're able to do that in time, I will definitely keep you posted and let you know. Marita says, I'm so glad your kiddos were involved in the process. Yes, Maima was involved as well. Since V says, oh my God, wait, you created? Yes, I created a fragrance, and please do support this initiative. We created a fragrance, and we created a fragrance company as well, in the process. Macedon Perfume is the company, the house that made this fragrance, and Macedon Perfume is a company that my partner helped me establish. It was established in 2024. We went all from scratch, basically, to do everything. Since V says, oh no, I've read that. Neo says, hi ladies, it is good to hear you talk about your fragrance. Thank you so much, Neo. I appreciate. Victor Tosi says, I love it, and I spray it, and I pray it goes worldwide. God bless you and your daughter. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cheryl says, hi, people. Hi. Please remember to hit the like and share the live. Yeah, so then I was saying the mid of this fragrance is that jasmine, but we made sure to keep it soft, but also with the weight, of what the jasmine would have. It's a soft, delicate jasmine. The whole composition in itself, we try to make sure is delicate, but not delicate without presence, but delicate in the smoothness, in the way it transitions. That was the whole plan, when it came to this fragrance. I didn't want something that's going to pull whatever, or go too fruity, or go too gourmand, or go too, but you are going to transition through all this, like a very nice tonka is also going to, join the mix there, in the base of the fragrance. It's also going to be a cardamom, but all the stuff we used in this fragrance, we made sure that it's in check, but not too timid or not too shy, but also not screaming, because I wanted something that would be easy on the nose, but and also the same easiness on the nose to carry a complexity, with it in the juice. So this is going to be a luxurious, scent to the nose, not harsh, but not shy. That was the point of this, and it's going to give you all these pages where it's fruity at some point, spicy at some point, woody at some point, sweet at some point. And Arahi said she got a gourmand element at some point, from this fragrance, because of how we use the vanilla. The vanilla mixing with the tonka there kind of shifts, giving it almost just a tad bit like a gourmandness, but not enough to put it on the best gourmand fragrances as well. So to know it is to own it, guys. Jeanette says, I bought mine last night and it already shipped ready today. So excited. Thank you so much for the support, Jeanette. I appreciate, Jeanette. Thank you for the support. Rosie says, good morning. Good morning, Rosie. Happy Saturday. Yes, we decided to do a live, and we're going to be dropping the lives from time to time for anybody who may be interested in knowing more detail about the fragrance Proud Mary. And I am also going to drop that documentary that I keep talking about. So yeah, we created this fragrance in the United Arab Emirates. It frustrated the perfumers because I kept on saying, it's not the one. It's not the one. And I remember at some point they were saying, did you put it in the fridge? That's what they said. Did you put it? And I said, I don't want to put it in the fridge. I don't have to put it in the fridge. I mean, I want a fragrance that's going to communicate almost offset. Then I was like, okay, since this is kind of like, try number, whatever the number we were at, I then said, okay, I'm going to do the fridge. And because they didn't just stick on the fridge. They said the fridge, the blazing heat, the heat part wasn't a problem because Dubai is hot. So the heat part wasn't a problem. But they kept on saying, maybe it's because you're not from here. So you probably need to put it in the fridge, because as far as we know, this is good, and that was like, I think I documented them little, those vials, or not vials, but rather little miniature uniform generic bottles where they have all these formulations and you keep trying them. So we actually have this formulation in various versions, because I kept on, trying, okay, maybe let's take out a little bit of that cardamom. It's doing a little bit too much now. We take it out and we're like, no, it's not the cardamom. Maybe it's the tonka. Could we just, so it was an interesting process, guys. And it's all thanks to Tamika, a lady I met via the CeeChronicles family. She's been cheering me for the longest time. And we ended up talking, and through talking to each other, we got to this, and I did a video saying, I didn't realize that sometimes where you look or where you're focused is not where God wants you to go. Vanessa Jesus says, I'm excited. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Grace says,
been on the hunt.
Can't wait to get mine. Yes, Grace, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. You can purchase this fragrance you can purchase on the website. You can purchase it in parts, using installments, or you can purchase it outright. It's a 120 ml. It's an extrait. It's of an extrait composition. Everything is solid. This is not my only bottle. I will show you some of the bottles that I have, finished of this juice. Not finished because it doesn't last, but I got my particular pieces, I'd say 2 months ago. So I was giving this fragrance a good test run. Yes. Like 1 minute, I'll spray the heck out of it. Next minute, this bottle, I'm just holding it like this because it's decent. It's full. But I have like...
It's not embarrassing to bring on the camera.
I have one bottle that's up to there, and then I have one that's, because I've been playing around a lot with this fragrance. Marita, I've been on the hunt for a new fragrance that won't smell like every other fragrance on the market. This one will not smell like every other fragrance on the market. Honestly speaking, Laura says hi. See, hi Laura, hi Laura. Mpo, congratulations. Thank you so much, Mpo. If you're in South Africa, please purchase a bottle at Dubai Perfume Cafe. Mr. Yusuf has a few pieces of this fragrance because we didn't send much there, so they're not going to last that long. But you can purchase if you are in South Africa, and I'm saying that based on your name. But if you're in the US, of course, you can purchase it there as well. Rosie says, I am sure I will love it. Thank you so much, Rosie. I can't wait for you to smell this. Vanessa, does it ship from? Yes, it does. www.macedonperfumes.com is a company that we established in the US. So we are shipping in the US. That is the easiest location for us to ship. If you go on www.macedonperfumes.com, you will be able to grab yourself a bottle. I'm going to leave the website in the description for ease of reference. Charlotte says, morning, Charlotte. How are you? Hope you're good. Happy Saturday. Laura, beautiful bottle and overall presentation of your perfume. Thank you so much, Laura. I appreciate the kind words.
And disclaimer, since since there's a couple of more people here, Proud Mary, we said use the discount code pre-launch to access the website. We removed that because that was a bit tricky. It was confusing for a lot of people. Yes. So the perfume is already discounted for the pre-launch.
Yes.
So it is discounted. That 111 price you see and that other 149 slashed. The slashed price is discounted from that.
For you in South Africa, thank you. Yeah, you can grab yourself a bottle at Dubai Perfume Cafe.
Oh, she's in Mexico. I am Guadalajara.
Oh, Laura, you're in Mexico. How's Mexico? My partner was in Mexico not so long ago. She went for a brief holiday before before the pre-launch because she just wanted like a breather. Denise, I have to ask, plans for more fragrances in the future? Absolutely. That is why we established a company rather than just a one-off. So yes, there's certainly plans for more fragrances. I am hoping, to be on the move possibly a week from now, already working on something else. It's already in the pipeline, to do more, because Macedon Perfumes as a brand is hoping to partner with other, other influencers, to partner and also give opportunities to some people that are budding, to make perfumes and stuff. That is the vision of the company. Laura says, I'm your follower. Thank you so much, Laura. I hope one day I'll be able to buy it in Poland. Yes, we're looking at adding more locations where you can buy the fragrance, and we will communicate that in due course. Laura goes on to say, love you both girls. Love you too, Laura. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, I was saying Macedon Perfumes itself is a company that was born out of out of my presence on YouTube, actually. And I was saying, sometimes you focus on one thing and you're thinking, oh my God, why people not just seeing, not people rather, because my people were seeing, but the brands that I kept on talking about, no one seemed to really pay much attention, and most of the fragrances I was buying on my own, from time to time, I would tell the CeeChronicles family to say, guys, I'm not being paid by anybody to do this. I just have a love for fragrance. And sometimes, my followers here would chip in to say, okay, get a fragrance, or I'm going to put this, or I have put $20 in your PayPal just to help you with the fragrance purchases. And I would see some of the people that were in the same industry sometimes getting PR and stuff. And I remember coming here in August last year saying, guys, the plan was actually to say, I'm calling it a day. And the plan was to leave on the 24th of October, YouTube, not to leave, leave YouTube reviewing on the 24th of October. So I came in August to say, I'm going to give my family 2 months and tell them that, okay, in the next 2 months, I won't be here, guys, because I am literally just talking and reviewing and giving my honest opinions and not getting any recognition whatsoever. And thank you so much for purchasing, Shasta. Thank you so much. God bless you. So, when I came to do that video, I was ready to quit. But while I was talking to the CeeChronicles family and my YouTube family, I I just thought of something. I thought, no, there was an ad I saw, Beauty World Middle East. What was it? Because I just saw it, but it didn't register. But something flashed there, and I think it was all, I'm going to say it was all, how can I say it was something like almost like a supernatural thing that happened at the time. It was like a divine intervention, and I saw that picture with the girls. It said Beauty World Middle East, and it just flashed. As I was talking in the video to say, guys, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. I'm going to be reviewing, but not at the pace, because I was reviewing at the pace where I had a family that expected me to be talking about fragrances. They loved my opinion, and I was now, constantly under pressure to make sure I have fragrances, do my best to get the best, the latest, and I was pulling strings to get fragrances to me because they're not even easy to get. And I at one point said, and I said, what am I doing? And I said, no, I'm going to tell the C Chronicles family that I'm no longer going to be doing this like at this pace. I'm going to create a second channel that's going to be easy on me, where I can just be on YouTube and talk about anything that I want, because I'm not getting recognition, not even from, our local store here. I got the first store that welcomed me was Dubai Perfume Cafe, but they're just a store. They're not manufacturers. And I was not getting that. And that was the one thing that had kind of stretched me to a point where I thought, no, this is not worth my while. It's not worth my mental health. YouTube is hard. Editing one video sometimes can take the whole day. That's how YouTube is hard. And you're preoccupied. You've got to answer questions. You've got to whatever. So the least you'd be expecting is for any one of the brands that you talk about, especially after 6 to 7 years, to just reach out and say, look, how long will the discount code? It's not a discount code per se. It was a pre-launch code to unlock the website so that you get to the fragrance while it's at pre-launch price. So
More like
it's
a discount duration.
Yeah, so we removed it because what was happening was people would put pre-launch, and then when they get to the page and they see the fragrance, it's 111, they put the pre-launch again, hoping for a further 25% discount. So we removed it altogether. It was causing a lot of confusion. It's going to be there up to some time next week. But Marita, since I know you, I may get back to you on the time frame, on the exact time frame as to how long it's gonna last at that price. But it's not really a discount code per se. It was to access. It was like fast fingers first for anyone who'd like to access the website and get to the fragrance before it goes to, it really gets public, Dash says, I wish I could purchase it in my country. Which country are you in? We are working flat out to ensure that the fragrance, and the company also has more, more ships to more countries. Rosiefield, next fragrance, make it totally feminine, please. I did order this one, but I'm not really into unisex. I do this. I'm going to wait for you to come back with a comment. I'm definitely going to wait for you to come back with a comment. When I say unisex, you're not going to get a cologne vibe in this, where it kind of feels like, I think now we're getting like into like a masculine zone type of situation. That is not the unisex we're talking about here. This is just a fragrance that anyone can wear. Trust me. And I wouldn't say that because for a fragrance that's already on the list on Fragrantica, if you come and you lie, it will soon come out that you're lying. So I'm so confident in this fragrance, in this juice, that I don't have a problem with anybody saying what they feel about it. That's how confident I am, in this fragrance. It's something that we made sure, according to my nose, was going to be a fragrance that is very easy, not easy as in a lazy sort of composition. No, it's complex. You're going to feel these luxe pages I'm talking about, guys. And I can't wait for you guys to come and drop it in the comment section. As soon as you purchase a bottle, drop it in the comment section. You can put it on Instagram, put it on TikTok, tag us, okay? You can tag, you can ask, you can collaborate with Macedon Perfumes, you can collaborate with me, say your thoughts. I will literally not even edit anything out. We even have a section where you can go and put your concerns and whatever, you know. That's the route we're trying to make sure that we stand by. Christy says, I think the fruit note and flowers suit women nicely, but it can be worn by men. Yes, yes. Jen says, what's the name? It's called Proud Mary. Proud Mary is the name of the fragrance, Proud Mary, as in Tina Turner's Proud Mary, but in this case, Mary is my late mom. She's been gone now 29 years, and it was easy to come up with this name because she is the one that made me fall in love with fragrances. So it was, you know, this is the name that had to be for the first fragrance. Kimberly, do you agree with Ajwa that it's comparable to Wedding Sweet Santal? I bought mine too. I'm so glad to support you, but also to get the bottle you created. I'm glad for, no, this is nothing like Wedding Silk Santal. This is nothing like Wedding.
I've tried Wedding Silk, it's not.
No, this is not like.
To be honest with you, this fragrance is, I cannot say it's for everybody, but the majority.
Yes.
I wore this when I was going to South Africa, and I can safely say when I got into the plane, the lady behind me, in front of me, and next to me asked what I was wearing. It's a head turner. It's amazing. The atomizer is
The atomizer, guys.
It's long lasting. It smells incredible for bed, gym, anytime. And I'm not even hyping it just because it's Marb's scent. It's just so. I haven't smelled anything like it. Honestly speaking, I've tried Wedding Silk Santal. It's not.
Jill says, oh, I love it. Thank you, Jill. Can't wait to hear your feedback on what you think of the fragrance once you get it. Since you've just bought a bottle, I cannot wait to hear your feedback. And back to the Ajwa comparison, maybe she was comparing it in relation, relating to how Silk Santal itself is unisex. It's one fragrance I find super unisex, the Silk Santal. It's a fragrance, though marketed for women, men can wear too. So that's what I think, perhaps. But if that's what you got, that's okay too. Because as I said, I did not, have a word with any of the ladies and gents that we sent the fragrance to.
Speak your mind.
Yes, we simply said, guys, we're sending a bottle, play with it. Once you're ready, do a review and just be as honest as possible, because some of the things, after getting a sponsor, after Tamika reached out, some of the things that we stand for as Macedon Perfumes, is not some of, rather, the very first thing we stand for obviously is honesty, and we do not stand for the pushy aspect and coercion per se. We want people to purchase the fragrance, to enjoy the fragrance, and also be honest about the fragrance. So it started even with the distribution, where we sent the fragrances out. It's not like I am in people's DMs being all nice so that they say nice things. No, that's not the plan, because this is a fragrance that we made. This is our noses. This is a project that we tested and we felt it's perfect, and we're going to give it out there, but like there is a saying, you can't please everybody. You're not a jar of Nutella. There's something like that, in the Gen Z circles, where they say, I can't please everybody. I'm not money. But in this case, I'm going to say personally, I tried to make something that is relatable, something that's going to be beautiful, something that is unisex, something that is all year round, something that is smooth, something that is not screechy, notes are in check. We didn't want anything screaming. Mpo says, yes, she said, if you love Wedding Six, yes, which is absolutely perfect, because you see, when you purchase make a fragrance, we always make comparisons, even in reviewing.
Not that they are similar.
Yes, Willie Strong Man says, I know you stand for honesty. You always have been 100. Thank you so much, Willie. Appreciate. Thank you for joining the live as well. Please remember to like and share so that the live goes to many people.
I finally got it over to you.
Niji, congratulations. Thank you, Niji, for the well wishes. Thank you so much, Willie. How do I purchase? We have a website, www.macedonperfumes.com. You can purchase on the website. Currently, we're shipping in the United States. If you are in South Africa, you can purchase at Dubai Perfume Cafe. And in Ghana, the fragrance is going to be available in the next few weeks. Okay. And we are hoping for now that, we're hoping for now that those who cannot get it will probably find a way of getting it. As a person, Kimberly, I trust you. That's why. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Johan has cardamom. That is my favorite. Thank you so much, Johan. Cheryl, first time I heard that one. We can't please it. We're not money. Yeah, there is a saying amongst the Gen Z generation where they'll tell you, "I'm not a jar of Nutella." I heard it from Maima, and if it's not, I'm not a jar of Nutella. I can't please everybody. I'm not money. That's Jemima.
I googled Proud Mary perfume and the site showed. I'm gonna try this.
Just check Dubai. Yes, it's available at Dubai Perfume Cafe. You can purchase it there. So I was saying that when it comes to the comparison with other perfumes, guys, you are going to get comparisons like that, and it's perfect to have comparisons like that because it kind of groups a perfume, with a certain DNA. That way you will know that, oh, okay. Say for instance, if somebody said it smells like Oud Bouquet by Lancôme, then if you're not an oud person or oud lover, then you will know, oh no, if it's along that, even if it's not, but it's like that, then maybe, So yeah, that comparison is perfect. It means that's exactly what Ajwa got, or at least the fragrance family that she clustered it as, but I can assure you it doesn't smell like Silk Santal. I have Silk Santal, I have a miniature from Keali, and I have the clone from Paris Corner, which was the Felicity. No, this is not like that. Barbara.
That's the first thing that pops up.
No, you've been busy, that's why. I've seen that since yesterday.
Like searching Proud Mary perfume and
yes. Barbara says, happy for you, dear. Wish you good luck with your new adventure. Thank you so much, Barbara. Appreciate. Thank you so much, Laura. As soon as it's available in the EU, I am buying. Thank you for that. We appreciate. I was also saying that when it comes to fragrances, guys, as a small company, we are trying to see how we can ship the fragrance to more locations. However, if you are into purchasing fragrances, sometimes there are ways. I get fragrances of Joma Shop sometimes. I get them off eBay sometimes. I get them with fragrances because the shipping protocol is very difficult. Let's say, for instance, the fragrance gets to Ghana. There would be ways of perhaps purchasing in Ghana, even if you're in Nigeria, if you know what I mean. But that is not an excuse. I am just simply saying we wish and we're working flat out to try and make sure that the fragrance is available in as many places as possible. However, for now, we are shipping in the United States, and as soon as more locations, we secure a way of shipping to more locations, we certainly will, and in what I was saying before, that to say, for instance, the fragrance is in Ghana and you're in Nigeria, sometimes there are ways, around things like that. So I'm also hoping for that kind of support where if the location is not something where it's going to be easy for now, the company is doing everything it can, but if there are ways, then there are ways. I always say it even on the channel that sometimes a cousin, you send a cousin to give a friend, but it still gets to you. So hopefully, yeah. But the hazmat laws, the protocols that you go through, what DHL wants, because DHL will do it, but what they want, would mean the pricing becomes ridiculous. So we're still trying, and that is what Tamika is doing behind the scenes flat out, to try and make sure that we secure other locations as well, because we're not going to end with just Proud Mary. We are already planning on something else. So we also want, that expansion as well. We want to make sure that everybody is at least able to get this one and the other ones that are coming. So yeah.
It's very ridiculous, guys. The South African ones, I actually took them.
Yeah,
there.
she literally had to go because
went there and left the boxes
yes,
at the Dubai Perfume Cafe.
yes. Jean says it really sounds amazing. Yes, Jean, I hope you're gonna enjoy your bottle. It is a beautiful fragrance. I love it. I cannot get enough of it. I love it. And it's one fragrance that so far, I spoke of Arahi. Ajwa said the same when she got her weekend. Ajwa was not also able to get a bottle because of all this, mambo jumbo. But when it comes to hers, I'm gonna have to give her personally. That's how it is. But she loved the fragrance when she got it. Dr. Colleen was one of the YouTubers that I also gave. She sent me a message when she got a bottle. She said, I got a bottle and oh my God. Then Kiki this morning, I woke up to a message from Kiki on my YouTube. Like I said, it's not like we're doing things behind the scenes or whatever. She went straight on my YouTube and commented and said, see, this fragrance is beautiful. This fragrance is beautiful. And I remember, when we reached out to Arahi, saying we're gonna, the Introverted Natural says hazmat protocols are ridiculous. Yes, absolutely, they are ridiculous. Maima has just come back from South Africa. She had to literally go and physically drop the fragrances, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with Ajwa. I'll have to drop the fragrances. That's I went over Spray J with my bottle just now for the live. Intoxicating. Thank you so much. So that answers one of the questions from somebody who wanted to know whether it's long lasting. Yeah, Rosie, good. I don't like weddings. It's not like wedding silk santal. I promise you that it's not like it at all.
We wouldn't recommend you.
I'm actually thinking the comparison, from Ajwa was more to do with the unisexness of the fragrance, because wedding silk santal is unisex. Just like I get the vibe of that in YSL Lip. YSL Lip to me is totally unisex, but pulls masculine. To be very honest, I also get the same vibe from Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. It's unisex, bordering on even a little bit masculine to me. This one is not like that, right? So I'm just thinking maybe the comparison was, it's a safe fragrance for both genders. That I'm actually saying it's like Silk Santal. It's not like Silk Santal, this fragrance. Trust me on that, and it's going to be on Fragrantica. If it turns out that what I'm saying here does not tally, you have Fragrantica to roast the hell out of Proud Mary. So I wouldn't come here and say things, that it's not like a company, a huge brand funded, this product where we can get away with just marketing it for the sake of marketing it. No, if you watch the video about the story, which I touched on earlier on, this was funded by one of the CeeChronicles family. So it's not like we had like a massive, budget to start with where we really didn't care. I knew what was ahead of me because somebody had confidence in me, and it was up to me to make sure I do not fail them. So there was a lot of meticulousness, that was involved when it came to this fragrance. The whole thing had to be just right, because this was not one of those experiments you do and you have a couple of million stashed around and you can always fix it by making a new one if people don't like it. That was not it. Even the bottle itself speaks for that. It's not like you would have, it's not a generic bottle that you can pick anytime and just do the same juice. So it was not like that. So everything that went into this, the thought process, the workmanship, we made sure that it's something that's going to be impressive. We made sure that it's something, that's going to do all seasons. Laura says YSL lip is very feminine to me. Yes, it's also no specific. You see, I was just giving lip as an example, YSL lip as an example, that it is a fragrance that a man could wear and not have people, stare at them like, oh my God, you smell like marshmallow blush right now, where it's kind of leans pretty, that sort of thing. But yeah, I can understand. It is, lip is feminine to you, but the same lip is also unisex to me because of their use of lavender in lip. Lips, the lavender use in lip makes it such that, to my nose, it's a fragrance I could give to my son, and I can see my son wearing. Not that I'll buy for my son, but I'm saying I can see my son wearing. So that was what I was referring to there. That maybe the Silk Santal comparison was based off of that Silk Santal in itself is a fragrance that when I smell for the first time, I could pretty much say, I wouldn't say it's unisex. I wouldn't say, no, I'm going to buy this for a man, but it's literally, a fragrance that, say, for instance, you mistakenly bought it for a man. They could wear it, you know what I mean? And finish it because it is safe in that regard. That is what I was giving as a comparison, not to say, lip is masculine. No, that's not what I was saying. I was just saying it's one of those safe, in between fragrances. Denise says, you're right. Veronica Star, hi Veronica. Thank you so much for joining the live. Please like the live and share the live. That way, it's notifications will reach more people that we are live. Denise says, you're right. It was a unisex comparison Ajua made. I didn't get the impression that she was comparing the same to Sweet Santal. Thank you so much for clarifying that, because sometimes the more you speak, it then sounds like you're trying to justify yourself. So thank you so much, Dee. Coming from another person, then it just validates what I was saying. Charlotte says, your journey is epic. I can only imagine what the future holds for you. I think a movie about your life. Absolutely, I'd love that. Yep. Thank you. Laura says, that's why I'm sure I will love your perfume. I'm sure it is of great quality and both genders can wear. Yes, we made sure that we didn't even try. We made sure. Jason says, someone called it a gourmand perfume that doesn't smell like food. Delicious nevertheless. It dries down to a sort of smell gradient that hits all notes in every integrated manner. A concert. Thank you, Jason. Thank you so much. And I think I heard that I heard something like that as well from Arahi, that it's not a gourmand, but there is going to be a sweetness that gets into this fragrance, and it's the vanilla pairing with a tonka, and those two do not exactly highlight themselves as gourmand, but for some there is that sweet, like a gentle sweet tease that will give, can make somebody say, I get like a gourmand-esque thing without it being a gourmand. It's not a gourmand. It's not a gourmand. Reggie says, hi Reggie. Hi, love you right back. Thank you so much for joining the live. Please share the live. Please like the live. Veronica Star, will you launch this in Dubai as I leave there? The plan is to go to Dubai. I could carry a few bottles, but launching in Dubai, no, because when I made this fragrance, right, we consulted with perfumers during Beauty World that were not in Dubai, right? But why it became sort of like, why Dubai became the place to make the fragrance, despite the ingredients being put together externally, was because we were already in Dubai. We didn't want to continue adding expenses, otherwise, yes, we had spoken to external perfumers. Now, why not launch in Dubai? There's nothing wrong with that, but I just felt like there was a lot going on in terms of perfumery when it comes to Dubai. So it was not a place we looked at as we will launch, especially this particular one. But a few bottles, yes, may get to Dubai. Those who may want bottles in Dubai, I can carry some, for those who want bottles in Dubai, because I will be going to Dubai. But as at now, this fragrance is not in Dubai. Even the factory doesn't have it, because we tried, in that regard, to make sure that, listen, we put in a lot of work in this. Could we launching it in Dubai would just, confuse a lot of things and stuff like that. So made in Dubai, but it's not currently available in Dubai, and it's a private thing. It's of a private company funded by one of the CeeChronicles family. So we try to branch out, that way. And no pun intended for any factory or any big companies or whatever, that I've spoken about for years on my channel, but I didn't get the support, from there. So just automatically, when we established the company, it was something that we felt we needed to do uniquely as us, because I've been in this for years and not really trying to fit in, but it became at some point very obvious that, it's
You're not. They're not
let's not
paying
go there.
attention.
Yeah. Anyway, so Veronica, yeah, if you want a bottle, I can definitely organize a bottle for you in Dubai. You can hit my DMs on Instagram, or you can contact www.macedonperfumes.com. You can go to the what is that? You can go to the comment section. What?
No way she said this. Marisha said the company that never sleeps is probably working on their version right now.
I know. I tried not to go there. At least you said, if I try not to go there, I tried.
She didn't say it.
I tried not to go there. I tried. I said, please, and so far they said fine. So we'll see about
It's
that.
not
But
their
I didn't say
handwriting.
nothing.
It's not her
Yeah. So
handwriting.
anyway, I was saying, Veronica, if you are interested, or anyone is here, they're interested in this, just let me know. Then when I go to Dubai, I could make an arrangement. You can let me know through the company, macedonperfumes.com. We have a section there where you can contact the help section, and then we can make a plan around that. Because yes, I should be going to Dubai, anytime I should be going to Dubai. So I would gladly, deliver a few bottles there, but it's not currently in Dubai or in any store in Dubai, but I would certainly do that. CO says, congrats, Macedon. This is well deserved. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Laura, the more I hear about it, the more I want to. Yes, Laura, we made this for you. Go ahead and spoil yourself with a bottle. I mean, that's the whole thing. We made this one specifically, for anybody who's been supporting my work, anybody who's going to support the work in the future, anybody who supports, the vision of the company, anybody. It's for you. This is made for you. And we're not stopping there, but this is something that I'd love to be in as many people's hands as possible, because I just would love to share what my nose feels like, to other people. So yeah, Marita, the company that never sleeps. Oh yes, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I saw that one. Anna Kenna says, hi Anna Kenna. Hi, welcome to the live. Thank you so much for joining the live. Veronica says, thank you, darling. Thank you so much, Veronica. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your kindness. Thank you, Reggie. Please make it ship to Canada. We are working on that. As soon as we have something, then we'll definitely make sure to notify you guys that we're able to ship to other countries. Willie says, just purchased. I know I'm going to love. Thank you so much, Willie, for the support. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the kindness. I appreciate, all you guys who followed the work. I appreciate you guys for believing in me. Yeah, I appreciate the love. I have received so many, so many well wishes, and you guys have stuck around for me, some of you, we come a long way back, and you know the journey. All these years that we've been talking about perfume. And no, let me just put it out there. It's not like when I started talking about perfume, I was expecting anything. I remember setting my ring light just, Anika, sorry, I got here late. Can you describe? I will get back to that one. I set up my camera to do this around 2019, just like most of the people did. And I never in my mind at all was hoping to get anything from anybody, to be very honest. So I'm not sitting here saying, oh, these companies should have took me and whatever. No, I was not, that's not what I was after. But what happened was, because because YouTube chose my niche, I was one of those people that was talking about little known brands. Like, I was also discovering them. And I remember looking at some packaging and thinking, this is nice, and I kept on talking about these brands. So it got to a point where there was just a list that you would expect, that more so that I started seeing some people, getting fellow creators sometimes getting some packages and stuff, and first I put it down to maybe it's my location, and this time when I came in August, when I was saying I then came in August, and the plan was to leave, it was, this realization that, the PR was there. It was just not coming, to me per se. It wasn't being proposed to me, but it was there. And it was kind of like, that made me think, no, maybe I'm just doing something that I shouldn't. My passion has pushed me so far, to an extent that I'm doing something that really is not making sense for me anymore. Now, am I saying no one ever reached out? No. I would say, I don't want to mention companies here, guys. You're going to see that little clip that I'm going to post, but there are some companies that reached out. When I went to Dubai physically, I did have some companies reach out, where even now, there is one PR lady that works for one of these big companies that, first I used to say, could you send me this? I would never buy a dupe of C's perfume from the company which never sleeps. I'm sure I'm not the only one, because people will buy the perfume mainly because of C. Thank you so much, Laura. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I was saying there is a company, it's one company PR manager. I used to, because after getting her contact in Dubai, I would send her messages. Can I have this? I've just seen it on the page. Can I have? She ended up saying, see, it's yours, and they just post. So it's not all of them, but there are some that I was expecting a little bit of some warmth from, and that never happened. But we're not there, guys. We're not there. It was a blessing in disguise. It was the birth of something that I didn't see coming, and here we are. Can't believe you did all these while going through your health struggles, going hard on Macedon and Proud Mary. We are proud of the team, the financier. It's in a cinematographer. I had to say that one slow. I speak fast. I had to say that because I was going to bite my own tongue. Okay, and the digital guru, thank you so much. Yes, we've been working flat out. And we've been working flat out, and there was a time when I actually had a crash. I think you remember what happened, yeah. But we picked up. You'll see everything in the documentary. Everything is in the documentary there. We picked up. It was a scary moment for me. I remember praying so hard that why is something like this happening now? And I was thinking, could it be that this was never for me? Because it was the last thing that I thought would happen, and it just happened. And at the time, I chose not to talk to Tamika at all. She was the last person to know anything. And I remember she ended up communicating with the kids, saying, what is going on? Where is your mom? How is she? Could she say something? Because it was just a time where I was thinking, how would she take it that we're in the midst of this and now this. So what do we even focus on? I was just so scared, and I apologized, of course, to her later that I didn't know. I just didn't know how to go about it. We had all the plans in action there, and here I was fighting for my life, and everything was in the pipeline. Everything literally was good to go, and it just left me. And sometimes I'm like that. I can just shut down when I don't know what to do. So that it was quite scary, but we're good now. And yeah, CEO says, Mima, that's for you.
Mama is super proud of you. You and your brother help it really well. Oh, thank you. Congrats to you. You have an army.
Oh yeah. They worked flat
She's
out.
actually behind the scenes as well.
They worked flat out, guys, and Tamika worked. She's still working up to today, guys. I don't know how to thank Tamika. There's Brendan. He wants to say hi.
Hello.
So it's been us, and it's been Tamika. She's working flat out. I don't even know how she does it, sometimes. And she's on top of the situation. She created the websites. She's on top of everything. She is literally God sent, because I couldn't have prayed for a better partner. And, it just so happened that this woman, and of all this, you will be surprised, she doesn't want to be known. I mean, weird as it sounds. And she is an example of how some people, how some people,
anonymous philanthropists.
yes, can be philanthropic and not want to be. That's exactly what it is. If you say it to somebody that knows you, they'll say, "Oh no, show us your plug. You're lying." That's who Tamika is. She said, "I don't want to be known. I don't want my name there.
Yeah.
I don't want." I remember saying, "Tamika, could I use your photo in the documentary?" She said, "See, stop. You're freaking me out. Stop right there. And now you are freaking me out."
And remember, we wanted to change. It wasn't Macedon from the beginning. It was supposed to be yours and Tamika's name.
And she said, "Mm-mm."
Like something like
She came up with Macedon,
Yeah.
actually. She's the one who came up with Macedon. She said, "No, what about Macedon? That sounds great. Why are you trying to squeeze my name in there? I'm not there for that." Reggie, you are all hard workers. We all are proud of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Reggie. Jason, Christy, all your media looks so warm and professional. Great website looks and promo. Thank you so much.
On that note, guys, on the whole media looking so professional, to be honest with you, if we were going to do this on our own, we wouldn't have thought of the whole press release and doing it like the whole 9 yards. We might have done it, of course, with some level of professionality and something like that, but she went all out. Like she said, that's the reason why this Macedon was launched after a whole year, because we started working on this in September last year, and only now are we able to bring it to you guys, because we had to go through the whole insurance, the tax, we had to certify everything. She even brought a lawyer in the mix. We had to sign stuff. I was given a contract. I was given a whole Brandon was given a whole and I signed it. I even screen recorded it, guys, because I've never signed a contract in my life, but I had a contract. Imagine. So it was so bulletproof, and Mom even read through everything, and it's sort of like, even in the agreement and all, it's more like everything is on Mom. She doesn't want to be involved in much. She even said it last year, and she said that oh yeah, by next year around June I'm gonna leave it all to you. I'm just here for the first release. And Mom sort of built a relationship with her that even for the upcoming releases, we hope that Tamika is going to be with us till
Rosie says, "We love you, see, but now we want to meet Tamika." Look, Tamika is watching this.
She's here.
If she wants to be met, don't say. If she wants to be met, she will.
Trust me, she has commented, but you just scrolled past. She is watching. She's here. She was here from the beginning of the live. She was watching us till everything. But
I think she even sent me a message, maybe to the effect of
not going live. Yeah.
no, not about not going live, but I mean maybe as a reminder. I think I saw a message pop up, but I didn't read it. But she probably sent me a message reminding me because. Denise, what does this say?
Cheers to more contracts.
Oh yes, cheers to more contracts. Yeah, so that's Tamika, guys. Like I said, I mean, if I were talking to my friends or people who know me, they would probably think, wait, you're trying to gatekeep. I'm not. Tamika she's on my channel. Tamika watches. Tamika is behind the scenes. I talk to Tamika sometimes 20 times a day. If she wants to be known, she's going to make her known. But I chose to respect her. Like I said, in the documentary, you see her face in the documentary actually, because I asked for a photograph and she said, why? You know, it's not like she doesn't have a profile picture or she hasn't sent me photographs. She sent, I've got her photos, I've got videos, I've got, of her. But she's so private that when I said, can I use your photograph? And can I have one that you might prefer for me to use? She said, wait a minute. What do you want to
Remember,
use
that's when she started calling frantically, like, why? What are you talking about?
So she is a private person, but not so much because of anything, but because she's very introverted. Okay, she's a private person that way, and she prefers to be behind the scenes, even. For everything. She pushes everything behind the scenes. The website, she got it. The pre-launch thing that we ended up taking out, that was all Tamika. When I told her, Tamika, there's a confusion, and she's the one who's doing all this.
She's such a perfectionist, which actually makes this even great.
Yes.
And trust me, she does not approve of anything if it's not right.
Yes.
The cards here. The cards, guys, let me just give you a little story. The cards bottle number and the actual name was, I think, too close. And she sent back 2,500 cards back to the company. They sent back and fixed it, but there was a white strip, a tiny little white line, and they was sent back again. She is that much of a perfectionist, and she wants everything to the last detail to be done perfectly, which actually proves that this juice, the bottle, the packaging is done spot on.
And those are some of the things, again, maybe to those who may want to know how we arrived at the price and stuff. As I was saying, if you watch the previous video, this fragrance is not so much of like a profit-making thing. This, first of all, is of a small company. So we faced a lot of challenges in terms of pricing and stuff. We didn't know that if you are creating a fragrance, even the bottle manufacturers, if your order is under 10,000, it's like you're joking. You know what I'm trying to say? So, and our order was 2,500. So we were facing challenges with literally everything, where if you listen to some of the stories that are out there of huge companies, it may seem like, oh, making a fragrance is so easy. I believe it will be easy even for Macedon with time. But with this particular one, it wasn't, because, okay, you want 2,500 bottles. Wait a minute, right? Because our minimum order is 10,000.
So
now, this is sort of like, we're just doing this for you. And we've never done this, for like small batches. So we kept on facing things like that. I remember with the cap, this cap has two versions. There was something similar to this, but in plastic. We didn't want plastic. Once you get the fragrance, you see first, this is a very heavy, not very, but it is fairly a decent weight cap. And that was something, again, where, okay, you want this, but you want it with some weight. Okay, then, so everything was adding up financially. And if you look at the bottle itself, it's got a stepper. It's on a stepper. If you remove this thing completely, it wouldn't look this pretty. So there was also this stepper that we had to work around to say, okay, we want a stepper there. Now, am I saying fragrance making is super, difficult and super expensive? No, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm simply saying here is, when it came to this project, the scale of this project, the fact that we established a company at the same time, the fact that our numbers were not huge, the fact that this was like a more of a personalized thing, everything was adding up. But we got to a point where we said, we are going to do this because we're just going to we're going to do this so that it paves way, for us to do more because of the company Macedon. We're stopping here. We're also looking at increasing the volumes and stuff. And to top it off, it was just one person who was funding the whole thing. So, this the pre-launch price of 111 and also the other variations of the prices are for us to get to do the next one, if you know what I mean. But not so much as in you will see C driving a Rolls Royce tomorrow. No, I'm still in my home. I think you've seen this curtain when Ajwa was here. We're still there, and we still have the same background, on our YouTube channel where we've got the little cupboard. So it's not anything like that for now. But of course, when you start something, you're looking at returns and you're looking at the growth and stuff. So we're looking at, of course, reaching greater heights in future, but not in particular, for this one in particular. In this one in particular, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we're doing nothing. No, that would be wrong. I'm not here to edit, things or to misrepresent facts and twist things. No, but it's more to do with, we get into the second, we get into the third, maybe, somewhere thereabout, we now have leeway, otherwise nothing has changed. I'm still wearing the same hair. I do not have a makeup artist. You'll see on the little clip, I don't have that. I even stick on my own nails. So that's the thing. But the vision is big. The vision is big, and I am so happy that the CeeChronicles family, the friends I've made on this platform, Tamika, saw this, the fire in me and gave me the chance. You guys didn't give up on me. And I remember Hygie sent Paula reaching out to me about decants when she was also noticing that I'm not, because she used to watch these videos and me explaining that I don't get PR like the way PR should be given, especially if you're talking about a certain brand. And it's not like I come on the platform to whatever. I'll say exactly what I feel. If I like something, I like it. If I don't, I don't. And Paula saying, how about I ship, some decants to you? Because she said to me, I'll be happy to ship full bottles to you. Paula is the owner of Hygie Scent. But because of the shipping logistics, we had she had to start shipping some decants to me. So the
new releases.
Yes, so the CeeChronicles family could see through what I was doing, and Tamika could see through what I was doing. Friends, like Denise, Charlotte, you've been there for years. All you guys here have been there, could see what I was doing. So I am so happy that it got us here. And as I said in the previous video, I'm praying that this becomes a company, that's also that's able to give back, and in a massive way, because the birth of this has all been about people seeing, my potential, where sometimes it's people that you meet that see your potential, not exactly the way, or not in the way my mind was thinking. Oh no, a huge brand would see my potential. No, that's not what happened. And no, I did not start YouTube with that in mind, to say I want to be paid. When we started 2019, 2020, up to 2023, it wasn't even about that for a lot of us on YouTube, but at some point you could see that, oh, my colleagues are going somewhere. So as a human being, you naturally start to feel like, oh, I wish I had this happening for me. But for me, that was not the road. The road for me became what my CeeChronicles family saw in me, the friends that I made on this platform and other platforms, that rallied behind me and could see the fire in me. And we didn't make it about this. I tried. I remember there was even a point where I was writing emails, not for any, as an international venture alone, the story is an expiring one. It really shows what can be done by a pair of determined individuals plus I smoke. Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you so much. And Dee says here always, yes, Dee has always been there. Dee has always been there. Even when she's going on holiday, she sends me a message, see, I'm going on holiday. And I don't read my messages often. Thomas says, hi, C, hi, Mima, congrats. Thank you so much. Hi, Thomas. Thomas, you need a bottle. Thomas, you need a bottle. I know your collection is large, and it would look even nicer with this bottle.
Yeah.
So I was saying,
that's the only thing that's missing.
So yeah. So the Seed Chronicles family saw my potential. I did try at some point with, like I said, I was fixated on, oh, maybe I'm going to be heard, because it shifted. Whether you liked it or not, in this YouTube space, there was a shift. Around 2023, 2023, yes, there was a shift where you could see, there are perks to this, but that's not why I set up the camera, to say I'm setting up the camera so that I talk about these particular companies so that no, that was never the point. But it was also, it was also something that I found, it was something that ended up having people even think that way. That, oh no, you can't be talking about something and getting nothing, yet I was. And initially I was driven to even write emails. I say, okay, if I'll write emails, and maybe when I do, I will. And things didn't quite go that way, And looking back, it was because of this, I guess. Not this bottle, but the company itself. Looking back, it was because of this. Maybe I was destined to do something, like this, solo. So yeah, I would say it was not giving up that actually brought this to life. And it so happened, you see, when I say God answers you or shows you something without you even thinking about it, when I put that camera to say, I'm going to tell my family that 2 months, my birthday is going to be the exit, but I have built a community. I'm not going to walk away, but I'm going to tell them that not to expect me to keep up, because it's just too much going on. Then there was this shift, and when I made that video, I even said, maybe if I go to Dubai, where all these fragrances are coming from, maybe, I'll secure even PR deals. It was more to do with securing PR deals than anything else. But look at what happened. This is something that we ended up creating, not the fragrance, the business itself. Mastodon Perfumes was established in September 2024. So we ended up establishing something different, to an extent that when I went to Dubai, it was no longer about me, trying to push my way through. It was, I had already met somebody who said, I see your potential. Try and do as much research as you can, and find out what it would take to create a fragrance and everything that's that involves perfumery. And I could also, on my part, do my research, and if it's something that is doable, I will.
The sound is gone.
Oh, the sound is gone. What? I hope you can hear me, guys. If you can hear me, if the sound comes back, please tell me. Thomas says, I've been with you since. I know. Thomas has been with me. That's why I said Thomas. Okay, it's good mood. I think we discovered it around the same time, ages ago. Yes, thank you so much, Thomas. I remember you've been there for years, and I've had like a loyal army for years on this platform. What did the message say? Okay, sound is gone. Oh, okay, Anika, I can hear you. Thank you, Anika, for saying that, because I was worried. I've heard you the wrong. Okay, Marita, we can hear. Oh, okay. No, there was somebody that had actually said we cannot hear you. So, I don't know. I don't know what that was about. Yeah. So, yeah, that was the birth of this baby. It became not only about Proud Mary, but also the brand Macedon perfumes, and there was a lot. There was a lot that was put in this by somebody that I've never met. Okay, it's not like I've met Tamika. I have never met her. We've spoken. We talk every day. I have never met Tamika. But God bless the day she reached out, because it was every time I try to explain it, I find myself tongue tied, and yet I can speak for days. But every time I try to explain it, it's something that I cannot even put to words. How you can meet somebody you can be connected to somebody who's never even met you, and they put down everything for you, and it's, I don't know. The book idea would work. Writing a book or a little, film or something, because up to today, anytime I try to explain it, I just find myself stuck on what to say. That there are people like that, and it's not like I even had to explain myself that much. There are some people that will help you, but they literally want to, want all these details. Let's do this. And it was not like that with Tamika. And she is a very, as Maima was saying, detailed person. I'm not saying she did not ask for detail, but I'm saying the decision to create the fragrance and to establish the company was flawless. So it's something that was just meant to be. It was fate. Thomas, packaging and bottle are gorgeous. I can't wait to get mine. Thank you so much. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it, because you always give a detailed explanation. So I'd love to hear your independent thoughts on it. When you get it, you can drop it in on the comment section to help others that really want to know. Because I remember I got a message or a couple of messages, some people asking me to review this fragrance, and I was saying it's a tricky one for me, to try and review. This is why I've given it to other other influencers in the same space, so they can give you your thoughts. But I will, of course, have moments where I talk about it. Of course, we're going to feature it in future videos, and I'm not stopping reviewing, by the way. We're still going to review other fragrances and stuff, because that's what brought us here in the first place. Charlotte, miracles are hard to explain. Yes, Charlotte, I find myself, stuck on what to say. Thomas, thank you so much. Thomas says we'll buy for sure. Thank you so much. CO, we love Tamika. We also appreciate Paula of Hygie Sense, just to name a few. You were also right about us hearing the details from Arahi, who, by the way, did an amazing job. Yes, Arahi. She stepped up, and she called me and said, "See, why me?" That's what she said. She said, "I thought you want me to announce this?" And I said, "Please, Arahi, just, So it's all these connections, beautiful connections, There's Kiki as well. She's going to drop a review here. Kiki goes by the name My Fragrance Trail. Wendy Wise Beauty, she's got a bottle. She's going to drop a review here. There is Red Essence, who's going to drop a review. I gave it to a lot of people so that you guys have a lot of, a lot of different, pardon, yo, Abna. She was whispering because she doesn't know how to. Abna is she's from Ghana. She's got a channel as well. She's gonna come and drop a review. Yeah, so you're going to hear from different people about this. Now, I spoke so much. I forgot. There's somebody who wanted me to describe the fragrance. Right, this is a fruity floral fragrance. Okay, with a touch of spice and woods. Everything in here flows. It opens up with pineapple and apple for that crisp top, but without making this one a freshie, right? Not making this one like a summer freshie. No, the apple and the pineapple will pop there a little bit at the opening, adding a sweetness and a touch of fruitiness, but not getting into the fruit, like strictly top fruity scents category, and we ensured that that doesn't happen by adding dried fruits, because dried fruits, do not have that element of like a fresh fruitiness to them. And I'm not saying this is not a fresh, I'm just saying the dried fruits contrast crisp fruits. So we use the dried fruits for that reason, and it's a mixture of them. So at some point you're going to even smell something that smells like raisins, something like that. That was the whole point of adding dry fruits. And then as you experience that beautiful flawless top, you transition into the mid, which then introduces a soft and beautifully done jasmine. It's just a waft off without, the jasmine being heady, without the jasmine being pushy, without the jasmine turning everything into, oh my God, now we're in a green garden. That's not what the jasmine does, but it's there. You're going to feel the floral weight there in the mid, and then it gets to, and then it highlights, a touch of cardamom, a touch of tonka, a touch of vanilla, and everything then fuses to become just one cohesive, defined scent. That's what I can say. There is definition in this fragrance. Absolutely. It's not a fragrance that's all over the place. And there is this perfect, in sync use of everything, where it ends up being one full package. You couldn't call this fragrance a woody fragrance. I wouldn't put this on top woody. I wouldn't put it on top spicy. I wouldn't put it on top fruity. I wouldn't put it on top floral, right? And that was a deliberate move to make sure that this fragrance hits it right there on the unisex part, and also hits it right there when it comes to transitioning through all seasons. We didn't want to start off with a creation that's going to leave people saying, okay, this is strictly for this, and in as much as this is strictly for this, and it is an extrait, right? The reason why we went for that is, with an extrait, you enjoy, an extrait has a lot more endurance. However, an extrait also has a tendency to be no specific when it comes to what am I trying to say? An extrait, right? It has more longevity because of the concentration and the oil concentration. If you shake the bottle, you will see it is very oil concentrated there, right? So that was to make sure that this fragrance lasts a lot longer, and that the wearer enjoys it a lot longer. It does have a beautiful sillage. It will, people will smell it, it leaves a trail, but at the same time, it's not trying too hard. So to own a bottle is to know this fragrance, because I don't want to seem as though I'm justifying it so much for people to buy and stuff, which is why I said I can't wait for individual opinions in the comment section, where people can tell me what they think about this fragrance. Your honest opinion. It doesn't matter how far long we've known each other. If you love it, you love it. If you don't, you don't. I just want people to say what they feel about this fragrance. And for those who still want more opinions, there's more reviews that are going to come, from different noses reviewing this fragrance, because we got it into the fragrance community. We made sure it reaches a lot of people in the fragrance community who have their own style of fragrances that they like and stuff, so that you can have, let's say for instance, you missed Arahi, but you identify or you like Ajua's Nose. You're going to hear what she has to say about this. You missed Ajua's Nose, you like Abena, you're going to hear what she has to say about this. We gave this to, we gave this to AI the Great. We gave it to Marcelina Sharida M, has got a bottle. So, all those fragrance reviewers and enthusiasts are going to come and tell you what they think about this fragrance. And I can tell you right now, I'd never spoken to Sharida before. I'd been in a comment section from time to time, but I've never, Sharida is not a person I know it's not someone I know in person. Abna, I don't know in person. Wendy, I don't know in person. We are subscribed to each other's channels, but I don't know them in person. Where you guys would be concerned that, oh, now she has the fragrance community on her side so that she can sell the bottles. That was not the plan. Veronica says, we started the channel YouTube around the same time. We mailed her a bottle. We don't have like a buddy, hi type of, relationship. Even with Arahi, I got to talk to her sometime last week when we were organizing to mail last week, but what we organized, no, a month ago, sorry for that, when we were organizing how we could mail the bottle to her. And some of these influencers we reached out to a couple of weeks ago because we wanted to know whether they would be okay with receiving a bottle and stuff. But no, it's not a personal thing. The only person who's as close to personal as is Ajwa, and with Ajwa herself, it was also a surprise when she went to pick up the decant, at DHL. She knew, she was one of the last people to know, because I didn't want her sitting there and, hearing this from a grapevine. So Ajwa was one of the last people to know, but in as much as she's my sister, she was also smelling this fragrance for the first time last week. So yeah, proud of you all, you deserve it. That's from Reggie. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I have to go now. Yeah, we are also 94 minutes in, so we're going to be wrapping up the live. Jason, it's almost like smelling a complete delicious flowering fruited tree. Thank you. Without an overwhelming earthiness, even the base notes are light and sweet. Disclaimer, I am not a frig head. Thank you, Jason. It's comments like you that help. Because with a new product, a lot of people want to know what does it smell like, what's going on. Reggie, please let me know when shipping is available in Canada. I will certainly update. Rose, hi Rose Ayala just joined us. Rose Ayala, she's a fellow fragrance reviewer. Rose, thank you so much. You've been supporting my work for as long as I can remember, girl. And if you guys are not subscribed to Rose, please subscribe to her channel. She also reviews fragrances. I love her makeup. Girl, I wish I could do makeup the way you guys do makeup. It just looks easy, but I can't for the life of me do makeup, and I'm hoping to learn one day. But yeah, Rose, thank you for joining. She says, I'm so excited. Kia and I were talking about you live yesterday. Thank you. You should have told me. I am gonna catch up on the live. You know what's the past week? The past week has been crazy, Rose. It's been so crazy that I don't think I've had a straight 5 hours sleep the past week. So there's gonna be a lot of catching up that I need to do as well, but I'm gonna catch up on the live. Thank you for that, and for clearing me up on that. I saw a comment where you said you got a bottle. Thank you so much for the support, sis. It means a lot. It means a lot to me. And please, the good thing about the live is gonna save, and other people are going to be able to watch it after. So if you happen to watch this live and you're not subscribed to Rose, please do. She is a beautiful soul. She is one of the people that supported me on this platform years before she started her own. And she is just warm. She has a massive collection. And Water Will Come says, hi, congratulations. Thank you so much. I appreciate Water Will. Thank you so much. Yeah, she has a massive collection. So she has all these fragrances. She has affordable, and she has expensive, and she has niche. She has all sorts of fragrances. So subscribing to her channel would be a good, it would be something that's very beneficial, especially if you love fragrances. That's what I'm saying. So please do support Rose. Jesus loves you, says Jesus Christ loves you. Please accept Jesus. Okay, it's don't remove it. It's a nice comment. It's a nice good. Thank you so much. Yes, he does, and that's why we're here. Honestly, that's why we're here.
What were you saying, Brenda?
Rosie says, I love watching. Yes,
There was a
Rose.
question from Thomas. He was asking you, what would you compare it to, your fragrance to?
Oh, I missed it. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, Rose is amazing, and she has this intro where she speaks. Okay, I'm not gonna say because I'm not gonna say. Rose, you're gonna have to write it or what language it is, but it's between Mexican or Spanish. If I'm wrong,
Spanish, Mom.
Mexican is Spanish. Yeah.
they say Mexican is.
It's Espanol. Yeah.
Okay. That's why I was hesitant because I didn't even know what I was saying. Yeah, so Rose's intro.
To you.
Okay, Rose's intro is nice because she has this thing of, she mixes up, she has an intro in Spanish and then she goes on to talk about fragrances. I love her casual approach, and she's got like a gothic setting, where the background is dark and it makes the fragrances pop, and it makes her makeup pop as well because when she's got the eyeshadow, let's say she uses purple, it's really, if you're a makeup person, you go straight to whatever website and buy the makeup. So Rose is interesting. She's got a huge collection. She's very knowledgeable when it comes to fragrances. All right, back to what Brandon was saying. Gracias. Owen says, I heard about you through Arahi's channel. I ordered it and I already have shipment confirmed. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Gwen. Thank you. I appreciate the support.
Congratulations on fast shipping.
Oh, yeah, thank you. You see, that's what I was saying about my partner being so hands-on with some of these things, the fast shipping as well, making sure everything is above board. We can't wait for the fragrance to get to Ajwa. Those of us in Nigeria and generally West Africa are dying to get our nose to it. Thank you so much. I'm making arrangements for that to happen and hopefully soon. Rosie says, I'm Rosie.
Roxy.
It's Rosie.
It's
man.
an S.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was an X.
Says, I'm from Mexico, and Rose sometimes throw some words in Spanish and it craves. Yes, you see. Her channel is very interesting because she has this accent. When she's speaking in Spanish, it's a little bit different from when she's speaking in English, and it's like a hook line. It's engaging. So yeah, I really do enjoy watching her content and her lives, and I'm not always on the live on time. I'm just one of those people that are slow when it comes to things like that. I mean, Maima was telling me yesterday, Mom, I was on TikTok live, and I said, why didn't you tell me? And she said, I didn't have to because it notified you. So I'm just like that when it comes to some of these things, guys. I guess it's an age thing. Thomas had asked a question that Brendan said we missed, saying, how would you describe the fragrance?
Which one would you compare?
Oh, which one would we compare the fragrance with? Truly speaking,
I don't have anyone.
Truly speaking, I am actually looking forward to comparisons from you guys. And the comparisons are obviously going to drop, especially on Fragrantica, because Fragrantica is good with things like that, where they give people, they give people that option to say smells like this or smells like that. So I'm pretty sure Fragrantica will have this fragrance, our Fragrance Proud Mary, listed soon. So you will be able to see some of the comparisons there, but we try to make sure that this is as unique as possible. However, fragrances have become a thing where there's so many of them. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody says, oh, it reminds me of this, if you know what I mean. I'm not trying to say, oh, this was a rocket scientific whatever, that you will never smell anything like this. No, I'm just simply saying I await to hear from people on Fragrantica what they are likening this fragrance to. In as much as Fragrantica in itself also sometimes can be offish, but it's a good guide. I've used it for years. Even sometimes it actually influences my purchases. I've used Fragrantica as a reference for years. However, I don't just use Fragrantica alone, because sometimes you have somebody throwing an offside comparison on Fragrantica. And that's not to say they'll be lying. It's because scents are nose specific. Whatever we say to each other is just a guide, right? I might say this is not spicy, and somebody says, oh my god, this is spicy, you see. So it's really difficult, but it's useful in the sense that it's a perfect guide. You get at least an idea of what people think. And with this one, do not worry, Kiki is going to do a review. Kiki is my fragrance troll. She hasn't done one now as we speak, because I haven't checked. I was busy trying to make sure that Maima gets here and helping her at the airport and stuff. She hasn't posted. She's posting soon. Wendy is also going to post her opinion. Wendy Wise Beauty. She contacted me this morning saying I'm putting a video together. So Wendy Wise Beauty is also going to post a review here. Redolessence is coming with a review. Sharita is coming with a review. AI the Great, I gave the fragrance. We didn't necessarily talk about a review. She might review, she might not, I don't know, but maybe she will feature it in one of her videos. I don't know. But AI's fragrance, Veronica says, has got this fragrance. Budget Beauty has got this fragrance, okay? We got a bottle across to her. Who else? Am I forgetting anybody? Abna has got a bottle of this as well. Well, Abna has got a decant for now because we were able to. Thank you so much, Thomas. Thomas says I'm ordering today. Thank you so much, Thomas. I appreciate the support. You have supported my work for years, and I don't take that for granted. You are always there, and you're one of the people that comment every time you can, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Thomas, for the support.
I was intercepted by the door for this, guys. So please buy the fragrance.
That is the thing. There are going to be some reviews on this fragrance from Love You too, Thomas. Thank you so much. Do expect some reviews, coming on YouTube for this fragrance. And most of the ladies and gents that I gave this fragrance, we speak because we're in the same, we're in the same, we're following this, we have the same passion, but we don't know each other like that, where I would say, this person owes me niceness. No. So that was the point, making sure that this fragrance gets to fellow creators, but we just know each other as people creating on this space. That was deliberate because I didn't want, anyone buying this fragrance to feel as though, okay, this we're being coerced to buy. This seems like a marketing strategy. No. Veronica, as I said, we created channels around about the same time. She is an amazing person. We connected when she sent a message saying, I've been to Cape Town. South Africa is beautiful. And I was like, oh, girl, you've been to Cape Town? And she said, yeah, I actually lived there for a while. And then we started doing tags. Veronica, AI the Great, when our channels were small, we used to do tags like, okay, this person creates a tag, and then we do it in the community so that we get our faces out there and we get our content out there. So that's how I know Veronica, that's how I know AI. But the relationship is not, even beyond that. I don't even have Veronica's phone number. We talk in the comment section. We talk via email. Same as AI. Marcelina, Masi, we were supposed to meet in Dubai. She was one of the people that we didn't meet. Masi and AI were supposed to meet. It would have been amazing if we managed to, but Beauty World is so busy that someone is there, but you can't see them. That's the thing with that, with the whole Beauty World thing. I remember with Jeremy. Jeremy kept on weaving. Jeremy is here, and you can see there he is. By the time you go to that corner, he's gone. So that's how I know some of these creators. I was privileged to review with Curly, Sense, and Redolessence. And with Redolessence, it was because we were in a group hosted by Khadlaj. So with him, I had a moment to talk to him about the industry. He's big in the industry. He has been a creative director for Navitas, creative director for Vivamore. He's launched a perfume. So with him, it was because we were in this group that was being hosted by Khadlaj, and it got to, and I even asked him to carry a Zara frosted cream fragrance for Tamika, because Tamika was looking for Zara frosted cream. She couldn't find it anywhere. And I took it to Dubai, and I said, I'm just going to take this to Dubai. If I find someone going to the States who can, carry it and bring it to you, then that would be fine. And Red Adolescence, Stephen, that's his name, was the person that did that, because we were in this group. Like I said, he is one of the kindest people in this community, one of the most relatable, down-to-earth people in this community, and he has a bottle. I cannot wait to hear what his thoughts are going to be on this bottle, but he makes the community so warm.
He's like a
just
person who doesn't like violence. He speaks in a register.
He is very, he's got this energy where it really doesn't matter who you are. He's just this wonderful soul. So he's got a bottle. He's going to give you his review. And no, we didn't talk at length about Proud Mary. We didn't talk about the fragrance, the company. He doesn't know all that. I just reached out to him as a person that I had met in Dubai, and I said, can I mail your bottle? And he said, absolutely, I would love to smell your creation. And so you are going to get a lot of various opinions on this fragrance. We made sure to do things that way because I didn't want to come here and say buy, because yes, ultimately it will be beautiful for the fragrance to sell out and everybody to buy, but it will also be but it's also honorable to have people speak about the fragrance, not under any coercion of some sort. So that's the plan, guys. I think for the fact that we're going on 2 hours now, we're gonna wrap up the live. I would like to thank you all for sparing your time. I wasn't sure whether we should do the live this Saturday because Saturdays can be busy, and all things being equal, we are planning a live with Kiki, My Fragrance Trail. We are planning a live. We haven't established where we're going to do it, whether we're going to do it both on Instagram or here, but we are planning a live. So I will update on the community post on Instagram or TikTok where we'll have the live. Love you, Thomas. Love you so much. Thank you so much for ordering a bottle. Thank you. So we don't know where we're going to have that live, but we are planning a live where we do. Bye, Thomas. Bye. Love you. Love you. Thank you so much. We not sure where we're going to do the live, but the live is definitely coming. And as a wrap up, the code that we spoke about is no longer there, right? Because it was causing. Audrey, thank you for the well wishes. The code pre-launch was causing a lot of confusion. I had a lot of messages on my YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok saying, we are putting the code and it's not discounting, and so it caused a lot of confusion. So there's no code, guys. The fragrance is already discounted. If you go on www.macedonperfumes.com, you will be able to add this to cart. You will see that the price is already slashed, and that's the pre-launch price. The reason why we had decided to do the code thing was the pre-launch was supposed to be something that's like a 5-7 day thing, and then we launch. So that 5-7 day window period was the one where we thought if people access the website using the code pre-launch, then they grab a bottle at a discounted price. But it was all confusing. Tamika was on top of the situation. We agreed to say, let's forget about it. So please disregard that. I have also put it and pinned it in the comment section that it's no longer there. You just go on the website. The fragrance is already discounted. You don't need to add anything else at checkout. And the bonus is you can buy the fragrance, you can pay partly, you can pay in terms. We have set up all that to just make sure that everybody gets this beautiful bottle if they so wish. Her fragrance garden, thank you so much. We are about to wrap up. Dee, thank you so much. You say, see you on the channel. Thank you, Dee. You're so amazing. And my regards to your family. You are so, so amazing, Dee. And we do have one thing in common. That is forgetting, right? So please don't forget to tell your family I said hi. Thank you so much, Dee. Thank you, Marita. Thank you, Marita. God bless you. Thank you, my sister from Zimbabwe. Love you so much. I can't wait to hear your thoughts about the fragrance. Audrey Romero, thank you so much for joining the live, guys. We're gonna cut it here. Charlotte, thank you, Charlotte. Thank you so much. Charlotte says, love you, Maima, Brandon, and C. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Tamika. I know she's been watching behind the scenes. Thank you, Tamika. I have to keep talking about Tamika. I don't know when she comes out, she's gonna come out. But thank you so much, guys. We're gonna call it a day. We have been talking about Proud Mary. For more lives and information like this, I'll be keeping you posted in a community post. We're planning a live with Kiki. It's probably gonna air tomorrow. I will put a time. We're not just gonna surprise you. And by Kiki, I mean My Fragrance Trail. So the live will not be on this channel, it will be on her channel. So if that happens, that's fine. The plan is for her and I to have a Q&A where she's gonna ask questions, and then I'll be answering some of the questions. The Introverted Natural, thank you, says congratulations, thank you so much. Monica, you are the influencer that started me into collecting fragrances. My granddaughter and I just love you and Maima. So happy for your new launch and can't wait for more from you. Congrats. Thank you so much, Monica, for the kind words. I appreciate. Please grab. Yeah, thank you so much for the kind words, guys. Please grab a bottle of Proud Mary's off of Macedon Perfumes. Macedon Perfumes is a new company founded by the family. Okay, so it's a new company. Grab yourself a bottle while stocks last and while the price is right. Thank you so much, guys. And remember, it's a 120 ml and it's an Extrait de Parfum. And give me the feedback on the quality. If you can't give me the feedback on Fragrantica, it's all good. And Kem says, Maima is so beautiful. I'm going to buy mine today. Thank you so much, and Kem, I appreciate. Thank you, guys. It's always difficult to switch off the light. Thank you, guys. Love you so much. I'll see you on the next live, hopefully with Kiki, and then we're gonna do another one here. I think it's best done that way, right?
Yes.
Thank you, guys. And remember, smelling good, form of good manners. Laura, bye.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Cheers.
How do you end this?
Wait, I don't know.
I think it's the X. Yes.